G'day, Professor Joseph Drew. I've recently retired, finished full-time work, finished full-time scholarship. But it doesn't mean that I've finished helping people, helping communities, helping local governments, and helping students. In this video, I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing, quite a bit. So, I have existing commitments I've got to discharge, I've got travel, I've got new areas, exciting new areas of in scholarly inquiry. But before I move on to that very quickly, let me thank everyone that's been a part of the journey from PhD student 13 years ago to professor to retirement. Particular mention must go to Emeritus Professor Dollery, who got me to where I am today, and all the other universities and people involved. Particular thanks to University of Newcastle, who ended up being pretty good about my retirement, and extra thanks to University of New England, where I did my PhD, the home of local government, who have kindly given me an adjunct professorship. So a lot of people know I'm a religious fellow, so I don't drop people midway, so I've got lots of commitments to discharge. I'm halfway through writing a book, really important book called Making Local Government Sustainable. I'm putting all the knowledge I've learned over the last 13 years in there, and that will be my final gift to the local government sector. Probably finish at the end of next year, I hope so. I'm also heavily involved in the Centre for Rural Local Government. I was one of the founding members, perhaps the person that started it, and I'm not going to desert that either. I've got two communities I started helping when I was with the University of Newcastle, and I need to finish that work. I can't leave them high and dry unless they don't want me, which would make me extremely happy, but I don't think that's going to happen. They both told me they want me. And in addition, I've got some papers that I was writing, some really important papers on research that we've got to get established so people know the truth so they can plan and make better decisions in the future. So there's still a lot to do for the next 18 months, just in scholarly work. And then I have travel, end of next year, before my body gives up on me entirely. Anyone that knows me knows I'm extremely interested in theology and philosophy, have been all my adult life. So I'm going to do a bit of a pilgrimage, starting in Khufu, I hope I said that correctly, where Confucius was, and following that development of philosophy over to Ionia, and then Greece, and then Spain, where Maimonides was working, across to Israel, and finally over into Italy, where Thomas Aquinas was working. So lots of travel, lots of thinking, and at the end of that, that's where I'm going to really embark into the next stage of my scholarly inquiry, the next stage of my effort to help people and do my little bit to make the world a better place. So some people know I started as a school teacher. I was very passionate about it until someone drove over the top of me on a highway. That was the end of my teaching career. It took 3 years to screw me back together. But in recent years, I've been very, very keen on natural law philosophy. I've written a lot of books. The last book, Creating Human Value, Routledge, was mostly about natural law philosophy. I see it as an answer to most of the problems that we have in society. It was established in ancient Greece. It goes back to at least the time of Socrates or Aristotle, depending who you want to pick. It's an ancient philosophy. It served humanity well for a long, long time, and then we just dropped it. All these ancient truths that humanity held for 3,000, 5,000, 6,000 years, depending which calendar you're working off, all of a sudden we've dropped it and we said there's no truth. And then we've got a lot of people who are very confused and have trouble being the best people that they can be. So what I want to do, Baruch Hashem, if the world works the way I want and my health holds up, I want to then do a part-time PhD looking at how to apply natural law philosophy, how to teach it to our young people in schools and primary schools. So that's what I'm really passionate about, how to teach people how to reason, how to teach people about virtue, how to teach people how to evaluate virtue and evaluate conduct, how to teach people to be the best person that they can. So that's, if I live long enough, if my body holds up long enough, that's where I want to be. Probably starting a part-time PhD 2027, but we'll see how things go. So I'll keep making videos. We'll probably do some on my travels. If you guys want, let me know. I'll probably do some on my journey if I start a PhD. I'll still do some on local government issues, and I'm going to start doing some on federal and state government issues too, because I think my knowledge about public policy could have a big impact on debates, and perhaps we can educate some of our state and federal politicians to understand that government is a moral endeavour, and to understand that they need to build their moral capacity to make good decisions for everyone. Look, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being part of the journey so far, and thank you if you're going to continue to be part of the journey. Don't forget to flick this video on, subscribe yourself, and encourage others to subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.